How is that even possible? Gorsh. What a... That's not... Something's not right here. Because this was charging at the same time, unless it wasn't put in correctly. Ugh.
Sound, yes. Can you hear? Oh, we hear you.
Oh, good.
Oh, what's going on?
Well, this thing's about to die, and I'm trying to
Okay, so
frantically get things plugged in so that...
Okay, so the charger, okay, so the charger was kind of dead.
No, the charger's fine. That's the weird part.
Oh.
Oh, holy potato.
Okay, you have to plug it into your computer, bring it here. Guys, really sorry about this mess. Okay, we can hear, they can hear, but we have to plug it in because the things are, they need a USB port and we don't have a USB port here. It's in his computer. Okay. There's always something, no?
Technology is sometimes just a pain in the keister. Yush.
Mm-hmm. And there's no way of checking this, how this works, because... No, because this...
No, because you...
So the computer has a cover.
I'm ready to...
So then we can't plug in this thing that...
I quit. I'm going home. Like, this is... Ugh. Okay. I'm hoping it's now working. Okay.
And what was the difference? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what the difference was, but...
Oh, now, yes. So what happened? I guess it was just not like.
I don't know. But if it does it again. Okay, let's get into our Q&A mode.
This is the thing. Like, we're trying to do things better.
New technologies, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's frustrating because it's getting, you know, instead of being better, it's worse. Okay, let's hope it stays.
Okay.
All right. I guess, you know, you have to learn. And you know what? This is frustrating. Everything is frustrating, especially when you are new at things, right? So it's the same thing with nails. Like, if you are frustrated with nails, let me tell you, it just takes time to get used to stuff, and it's actually good for the brain. This is what I'm trying to tell myself. It's good for the brain. It's good for us to learn certain things and be uncomfortable and be uncomfortable. So,
well, in this case,
this is a
though,
learning process.
the wireless microphone unit that we do have has a.
Can hear your drinking, swallowing crystal clear.
Oh my God! Sorry, guys.
He's used to not being heard.
Well, especially at this distance. So the monitoring and microphone system that we do have, it's all wireless and it comes in a charging case, and so everything should have been nice and charged and good to go. But for some reason, the actual, I guess, monitor, we'll call it that, didn't charge. It just was dead, but the microphones were good to go. And so this is kind of what happened today. Before it was, we didn't have the right cabling, and then it's like, okay, well, we needed to figure out the cabling, and then it was...
Now we got the cabling.
Yeah, now we have the cabling, we have everything all sorted out, and then one of the pieces, for whatever reason, decided it wasn't going to charge the way it was supposed to.
Okay, Jasna, I'm a dentist, soon to be oral surgeon. I'm used
to frustration. Yeah. Well, needless to say, when things started to die for a second or a third time, I can't even recall at this point, there was lots of profanities while you guys couldn't hear anything. So
yeah, and we were swearing our heads off.
Well, I'm pretty sure if they could read lips, they would have seen you dropping F-bombs. I know I did.
Yeah. Technology is great when it works. You know what? And especially the wireless stuff. Like, I remember, you know, having to put, I don't know, a tape, and it played. You plugged in the radio and it played. And now with this silly Bluetooth everything, nothing is working. In our studio, our music is not working.
So we have a Sonos
speakers,
wireless
somehow.
speaker system, and for whatever reason, the speaker itself will work for about a day, and then we have to go through the reset process and firmware upgrade and everything else, and then it works for about a day, half a day, and then it decides it just doesn't want to work anymore.
Yeah.
So lots of fun.
We just gave up.
We won't demonetize it. Oh, why? Thank you, Jennifer. We greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, we just gave up.
The sound is louder and clearer. I'm hoping that's a good thing and that it's not too loud.
How much were the mics?
Mic position for me is actually at the bottom of the neck at the moment.
Yeah, yours is louder probably. I have it lower. No, but how much was the actual microphones, the system?
I think it was 180 euros, and I'm going to adjust my mic where I have mine sitting right now, see if maybe...
Yeah, mine is here, his is here.
I've now changed mine to hanging off of one of my hoodie cords, so I'm hoping that will help a little bit.
He's sitting far away.
Also, I'm just naturally louder than Anna in general, so that doesn't really help. So I may even have to move it farther down. I don't know.
It's okay, okay.
I'm from South Africa and hear you clearly. Oh, good.
Well, that is amazing. Why, when you think about it, technology can be super annoying, but like we can actually hear ourselves. Well, you can guys hear us, and we can read your responses. That's.
All right, so we've made some adjustments. So I'm hoping this will have us both fairly balanced.
This looks like it's gray, but it's actually black. No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alrighty, guys. So, what's new? What's going on? I have to say I've been quite frustrated when it comes to marketing. I've been getting a lot of emails, the NS Nail Advice, and people are asking about products, and I'm going through the ingredients. I've been learning a lot about nail polish ingredients and things like that. And the claims versus the ingredients is very, very, they just don't match. Unbelievable. Ah, thank you. Yeah, my hair, I washed my hair today. It's a little bit frizzy, so I try to let it dry naturally, just so I don't blow dry it. So the first day I try to have it down. Otherwise, if I put it in a ponytail, then it has this strange kind of what do you call it? Like a kink in the hair. So, do you use fiber gel? No.
That sounds like something you would have with your breakfast for some reason.
What, fiber gel?
Yeah.
With your breakfast. I've used it in the past. I've used the LCN.
Yeah, LCN.
Brand. And also, who else had a fiber gel? I think, Light Elegance had fiber gel. Who else? I think that's it. There are probably a couple other things. But I don't think it makes a huge difference. So basically, the little fiber particles are supposed to like keep the gel a little bit stiffer. But I don't usually use gels anymore. I don't know. I got really frustrated because, and I've been thinking a lot about gels in general and their role in the industry. So they can be very helpful, and I would love to be doing them if people didn't really abuse the product damaging their nails, because you are trying to help their nails or help their nails to look a certain way, and a lot of times people don't really understand or get the gel for the wrong reasons, and then that causes more harm than good, and then people are frustrated and disappointed because their nails are just trashed, and then they blame the gel, but it's not really the gel, it's why they got the gel on their nails, because very often the gel, people ask for gel because their nails are very damaged or weak, but that really should not be the case. Gel should be done for the look and not for the function, because when you have weak nails and then you have something bonded to it, you should then be more careful, not less careful, right? And then we end up seeing a lot of damage, unfortunately. Yeah. So, might you want to play with the couture builder? Is it still on your pinky? Yes. And then you know what I did? I actually soaked it off because I wanted to see how it soaks off, and then I reapplied it to wear it. It looks really good. The reason why I've been playing with the gels is because I had quite a few people with the splitting nails asking what to do. And although I'm not a fan of just automatically doing gels on everybody and everyone who wants it, because that's not always the best choice, but I think in that case sometimes you can avoid it in order to fix the nail. So putting something on the nail in the case where there was a ridge that splits, or the nail that splits, and it doesn't split because of the damage, because I would say it's 50-50 very often. Well, more than 50-50. I would say majority of times is some kind of a damage to the nail. Very often, if that damage is grown out and the nail is supported, like really supported with warm oil soaks and things like that, the nail can regrow fantastically. Like it can be fine, but sometimes it won't. So in that case, what I would recommend is just like a clear, very thin overlay with a very flexible gel. And this is why I'm playing with those gels. And also, for people that possibly pick on their thumbnails. So for me, it would be more for like, what would you call it? Like as a troubleshooting, right? Product. It could be very helpful. Or just people that are very aware and very careful with their nails, but they just want something a little bit more permanent and shiny on their nails. For that, if people are understanding exactly how to take care of their nails, I think that would be, an option that people could have. But it's not the best thing since sliced bread for everybody, for sure.
Oh, there's a question.
What percentage of urea is in carousel? 10%. But it's very often when it comes to the product is not necessarily the percentage, but what else the product has. Because some of the ingredients, they work synergistically. So they help each other. So I don't know how that product works so well, but it really does work better than other creams that have 10% urea, because many times I get asked, or actually even told by clients, they're saying that they've used urea creams and they were not as effective as carousel. So I think it has the Vaseline, that really helps. It has the salicylic acid and glycerin. These ingredients are really good. So
Mandy has a question. What can be done with flaking nail tips?
Well, it depends why they're flaking. There could be many different reasons why they're flaking. One, it could be damage. Two, the nails can be brittle, so then warm oil soaks would help. And three, they can actually be too flexible, so they could use a hardener. But without me seeing the nail and kind of hearing what's going on, it's impossible to tell. So I have actually NS Nail Device service.
Shameless plug.
So shameful plug. So I'll
Shameless.
leave you, shameless, shameful. Oh God. So I'll leave you the link for it, and you can send me pictures and information. And okay, here we are. And then I make a quick video about how to take care of your nails based on what I see and what I see in the nails. How do you feel about press-on nails? I have just discovered press-on. So far it has been helpful in terms of pretty nails. You know what, for an event or something like that, I think it's a good idea. Wearing it all the time, I'm not sure, because I'm not very familiar with that technique. I don't know if glue is used, cyanoacrylate is used, adhesive, or what kind of adhesive it is. Not sure. I think for an occasion, I think it's a very good idea. Those nails look very nice and thin, perfect shape, but constantly wear them, not sure, depending on, again, the adhesive that is used. I don't know. Color Street, Lily and Foxy or something. Hold on. Hi from Texas. I use Color Street. So these are like strips, nail polish strips, right? And Lily and Fox nail strips, changing them after, I guess, 7 to 10 days. I leave them off for a day or two. Is there something I can put my nails to nourish them in between changes? Okay, so you cannot nourish nails because they're dead, so nothing will make them eat. And the reason why, I'm not trying to pick on what you're saying, because I understand, and a lot of companies, and maybe this is why I have, I'm so, bothered by these terms, because these companies honestly just are abusing these terms. So nourishing, whatever, nothing can nourish the nail, again, because it's dead, but you can condition the nail for sure. And also because the reason why these words are so important, because they make people think that something can be done to repair the nail, to feed them, to heal them. And skin can heal because skin is a living organ. Liver can heal because it's a living organ. Nails are dead, so they cannot heal. So when people are saying that they're healing their nails, the nails just have to grow out. So when you understand that the damaged nail has to grow out, then it gives you more realistic, you understand what's going on. So you know that it's going to take 4 to 5 months for the nail to grow out, and you're going to be more patient, hopefully, because very often people will do these treatments, I don't know, for 2 weeks or something, and they think that they're going to have their regular healthy nail back, but the healthy nail just has to grow out. So what you can do is you can do the warm oil soak, for example, which will help to condition the nail, and it helps the nail to stay flexible. And that is very important, because the flexibility is what makes the nail avoid breakages, because you don't want the nails to be very brittle, and the oil helps with that. But doing the oil on a regular basis, the warm oil soak, the heat, and helps the product to the oil to soak into the nail deeper and deeper, and then it's not as easily washed off. So this is very important to do it on a regular basis. And I do recommend not usually extending again, it depends on the nails. Some people are perfectly fine wearing, product for 2 weeks, and then some people are not. So it really depends. But I would rather prevent surface damage, because once it shows up, then it's too late. Then you have to live with it for another probably at least 2-3 months, right? So it's better to wear polish for about 6 days, then remove it, have it off for a day or something, and then reapply it the next week. What is your opinion on using dehydrator probably on the nails? So that's from Scarlett. Yeah, it's really a very good idea because the polish does not stick to anything that is oily or moist on the nail, right? So you want to make sure that the nail is dry. So usually using pure acetone or 99% alcohol. And there are sometimes special liquids that you can use, but the acetone and alcohol, or you can actually mix them as well. So you usually would use 3/4 of the alcohol and then 1/4 of the acetone. And then just wipe the nails. Do you think you can get rid of a toenail fungus? I've battled for years. Yeah, but it's a medical condition, so I can't really comment on anything medical. My job is to help people from the cosmetic perspective. So there was a video on YouTube done by a dermatologist, and he makes a lot of sense. He's a podiatrist. No, he's a podiatrist, yes. So he was saying that the most important thing is to, the thing is with the fungal infections is that the infection is deeper into the nail. By putting anything on top of the nail, you're not really doing anything because things do not penetrate the nail. And this is why it's kind of silly when those companies are saying that your body is going to absorb all the chemicals from the nail polish or whatever, because that's not the case. Because if that was the case, then why would we be popping pills if we can just put something on the nail and something will go through your bloodstream through the nail? It doesn't happen. So then it would be very easy to cure fungal infections, because then the medication would penetrate the nail, which is not the case. You actually have to remove all the affected nail and then put the medication on top of it. And then doing that on a very regular basis. Some people say, and he was explaining, I think as well, that then like Vicks Vapors Rub, go and Dr. Dre. She has a lot of videos, and she's a dermatologist, and I think she talks about nail fungal infections. So, but you have to do whatever you're doing every single day, and it takes a very, very long time, because it takes up to a year for a healthy nail to grow out, and you have to keep doing whatever you're doing for a year. And then you have to make sure that your shoes are also, you're not reinfecting yourself, because you have to change the shoes so they dry out, and it's you know, it's a pain. And this is why it is so important to keep your feet healthy, so you don't develop that, right? Because that can develop for many different reasons, but usually due to, well, obviously the immune system probably not working properly, because someone who has good circulation, that has good immune system, that is healthy, very often you would be exposed to fungal spores, but your body will fight it off, and you never actually develop any disease really from it, right? But when you have trauma to your toenails, or if your immune system is not working properly, or sometimes you're on a medication that lowers your immune system, then these things can happen. So this is very important, to keep your toenails always nice and short, making sure that you keep an eye on it, because people just don't even look at their feet very often. And this is another reason why I don't like using a permanent or the semi-permanent gel polishes for on the toes, because then people wear those things for 2 months, they don't shorten their toenails because the polish is still on, and the toenails need to be shortened, because if they're too long, they are actually hitting against your shoes, creating trauma sometimes underneath, and this is how you can get not only bacterial but also fungal infections. So it's important to keep your toenails shorter, like keeping them shortened on a regular basis, like once every 2 weeks or something even. Just keep an eye on it, keep it nice and short and nice and clean. The gel X for press on nails or something, you know, I don't recommend any gels for like general public. Gels are tricky to use, and yeah, a lot of people end up with allergic reactions because they don't understand how they should be used and how they should be cured and how they should be handled. So I don't recommend anything with gels. Within the last couple of years, some due to biting my cuticles during 2020, some recent couple of months due to damage where it pulled the nail away from the bed a bit. Okay, so Candace, what was the question? Candace, is warm coconut oil suitable for an oil bath? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Doug Shun always talks about jojoba oil is better. Coconut oil is better for hair, actually. Yeah, carousel, and then, okay. I don't know, I missed the question. Okay, hold on. Thanks for the ration acid on alcohol. I've been wondering. Any advice with ingrown toenails? There could be a spectrum, right? So sometimes people just they don't really have ingrown toenails, and I've done pedicures where people are saying, oh, I have ingrown toenails. I'm like, okay, let me look. And it's not ingrown, it's just that very often there is skin that kind of collects, dead skin cells that collect like in the sidewall, and eventually they cause like this impacted area to start to bother people. So cleaning out that area and smoothing the nail and just cleaning whatever's underneath helps, and the problem is gone. Very often it happens that people think that they have ingrown toenails because their nails have not been cut properly. So sometimes people cut into the toenail, but then they leave like this little sliver in there, which starts to dig into the skin, and it starts inflammation. So that's not a really ingrown toenails, that's a toenail that has not been cut properly. So, and then you have nails that do curve a lot and being cut straight, but with sometimes too short and with a very sharp corner. So smoothing that out also helps. And then when you actually have infection and really inflammation and pus area and stuff, then I can't do anything about it. I mean, I can help uncomfortable nail, but if there was redness and inflammation and infection, then we have to send these people to a podiatrist. And I really wish that a lot of pedicurists understood that, because very often in my profession, people are like, I understand where it comes from. People are just trying to help other people, but sometimes we shouldn't. We should send people to a specialist, right? It's almost like with a doctor that, like a general practitioner will send you to, when they see that you need more help, they will send you to a specialist instead of trying to fix everything themselves when they're not really prepared to deal what the patient is dealing with, right? So in that case, when people have some kind of infection, some kind of redness, and they have something that's not really of cosmetic issue, then those clients should be sent. Any fungal infections, any bacterial infections, any pain, any of that should be sent, because that's not a cosmetic issue anymore. Uncomfortable, fine. Our job is to make the feet pretty, basically, and healthy. Maintain the health and to make the feet look pretty. And if there's any issues, then the podologist would be, podiatrist or podiatrist chiropodist would be the right person to talk to. So that's the ingrown toenails answer for Jennifer. Okay. Francois, I made it only a few minutes. Yes. Yeah, we had a lot of technical issues, so you haven't missed
You haven't missed much.
I missed much. What is your favorite color nail polish to use? That's the healthiest for nails. There has been so much. I don't know if this is really what's happening or if I'm seeing that more, because sometimes if we're interested in a topic, the internet shows us more of that topic. So maybe this is why. But I've been seeing so much fear mongering that this is bad for you, that is bad for you, this is toxic, this is not toxic, and these brands are coming up with more and more ingredients that apparently they don't have, but they don't talk about what they actually have because they don't have anything new. These formulas are very often either exactly the same as their other formulas, or there are ingredients that are completely they don't really do anything. Like when I see, I'm sorry guys, when I see ingredients list of a nail polish, and it's just a standard list, there's whatever, it's a nail polish, right? And then as the last ingredient, it has biotin. Like, I don't understand. Maybe I'm missing something. Totally, I'm open to, learning, but biotin put topically, I don't know any studies that are actually showing that that is helpful. Biotin, first of all, it's not a supplement that you want to mess with, that you want to take without really thinking, because biotin can mess with your blood work. And I think it's when someone is having a heart attack and they do some blood work, it can kind of give you false results. So this is not something you want to joke with, okay? So it has been shown that biotin, when it's taken 2.5 milligrams, I believe, a day, okay, that it could be helpful. But it has to be taken for a long period of time, so like, I don't know, at least 3 months to see any difference. And don't forget that when you are starting to take a supplement, even though the supplement is helping, for example, to help with your deficiency, it's going to take a very long time for that healthier. So for example, okay, so if I damaged the ends of my hair, okay, I damaged them, or it, and I figure, okay, I'm gonna start taking biotin. The biotin is not going to fix this hair. Biotin, if it's going to help the new growth. So by the time I see, this is going to be like, what, 1-2 years until I see the effects of biotin here. Because the biotin, the hair is dead and it's made in the root. So the biotin is not going to, go from my stomach to the root, like whatever, even if I supplement it, to the root of my hair and like travel down. Like that doesn't work this way. It's going to form possibly my hair better, but it's not going to fix the existing damage. So when people say that they start taking biotin and 2 weeks later their nails are better, it's just absolutely impossible. And putting biotin on the nail, I don't know if it makes any difference. Absolutely. Another thing that I've been watching or reading a lot about is quite a few people ask me about this brand that I'm not going to name names that advertises that they have these amazing nail strengtheners because they have garlic extract, okay? So I actually...
Garlic extract?
Yeah, so they have garlic extract. So I looked, and the reason why the garlic extract is helping, apparently, because it's rich in selenium. So I actually looked it up, and guys, Google it. How much actually selenium is in garlic to help the nails? Because apparently selenium is so important for nails. Who comes up with these advertising stories? Like, oh my God. So I have to get it on my chest, off my chest. So I looked it up. 1 clove of garlic has, I don't know how many milligrams or whatever, but it's 1% of daily recommended value of selenium, 1%. Whole clove. So what are you gonna do? Squeeze that whole clove and put it on your nails?
Why not?
And even if you did that, it's gonna supply you 1%, but you have to eat that garlic, not squeeze it on your nails. Same thing with lemon. Lemon does not brighten your nails.
I'm sure you're gonna smell really nice if you're doing that, eating an entire...
Unbelievable. 1%. Like, there are much richer sources of selenium. By the way, for example, the Brazilian nuts are very, very very high in selenium. Eating 2 a day gives you the full requirement of selenium a day. But you see, it's not so simple. You actually have to soak those nuts because they have a chemical that actually prevents you from absorbing these the selenium. So you have to soak them for a day or 2 in order to even absorb it. So, all these marketing stories, like, you really have to read them with a grain of salt, because take them with a grain of salt, because they're getting better and better. It's unbelievable. So yeah, the garlic story, don't believe it. There's nothing in those products that is amazing. Like, I wish the company sold the product, say, hey guys, this is a very nice nail polish that's going to make your nails pretty, and the price is good, and we're a good company, we're trying to do something good in the world, and please buy from us. Like, this is really how it should be done. Not coming up with stories that garlic has selenium, and by squeezing it on your nails, like, oh my God.
And then using really, fear-based...
Yeah. And like,
nonsense.
How often you're putting that polish? You're not even putting it on every single day. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. So Marta is answering a lot of questions. Thank you so much. Yeah, watching podiatrists on YouTube has been educational, but you need a strong stomach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So my mom's toenails are really curved as they get further to the ends, like sideways C. Yes. And this also happens very often because, sorry, I touched the microphone, because people wear uncomfortable shoes. And so very often their feet get squished into like points, even if they're not, or they're squished from like the sides, right? So eventually the feet form into like almost like this shape, and the nails are, the toes are overlapping, right? And then they get squished here. So very often that changes because of the shoe. Also that happens because very often toenails actually get thicker and thicker as we age. So sometimes actually reducing, but again, should be done by a podiatrist, reducing the thickness of the nail. It can happen sometimes because of fungal infection, so that has to be addressed first, because the fungal infection will give you, will cause the nail to actually, it expands, it almost gets thicker because the fungal spores, like they kind of eat the nail from the inside, and just the nail kind of gets thicker. So that has to be addressed first. So I would say go to a good podiatrist and let them evaluate, and don't jump into a surgery right away, because it's not so easy with the surgery. Very often it's not successful. So there are different methods. There are some braces sometimes that you can do to help the toenails, but really just see, oh my God, this is a very good idea. You guys need to sell need a bottle and sell it as patients. Exactly. Apply this every day for 3 months and you'll see miracles. Patience oil. Yeah, so you have to really see why the ingrown nails happening. I highly suggest everyone wears shoes like like these. You see how wide these are? And I know they're not the prettiest shoes.
They are pretty.
They are so good, and my feet are, you know, not squished. And I don't have any problems with my toenails because of that. So it's important to, and very often people
Are you
say,
wearing the toe socks as well?
No, I have no socks right now.
Oh,
yeah,
even
but
better.
Usually I have like toe socks, so they help. But very often people will say, because their foot is like this, and they say, oh, the shoe is comfortable because the shoe fits the foot. But the shoe actually has to be much bigger in order to allow
those are
the
Seguros.
toenails to spread. Yes.
I'm actually wearing a pair of the Witten wide toe minimalist shoes right now, except I have the toe socks on.
Mata is asking, will you be filming a manicure with your sister? Yeah, I'm trying to set up the time, and because it's impossible.
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done, yeah. And very curious about how your salons are different.
Differentiate. And by quite a bit, actually.
Oh my God. So these guys that work next door, they are absolutely hilarious. We're so lucky to have such really good neighbors.
So one is sitting with like a shopping cart, and he's kind of it's like he's
reenacting
got the handle, and he's kind of revving it like a throttle, and you know, and like on the road.
They have a store here, and then they have a storage.
Like a warehouse.
Further down, and they're just running up and down, and they're all skinny, eh? These guys.
Yeah.
They are really, like, they're really fit because they're running up and down. Sometimes like with soil, they're pushing things around.
So about a 2-block kind of run that they're going from their warehouse to their main store, and it's all day long. They're running back and forth with soil, with all these different things.
These guys, they're just always singing, running around, like they're
joking
just
around,
super
pumping
nice.
music, like just they enjoy their jobs. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
What are those shoes called? Spell what slippers do you suggest to prevent hard feet?
What slippers? Spell, please. What slippers do you suggest to prevent hard feet? Not the slippers, just the shoes to prevent the toes from being squished. And the hard feet is the carousel. It's a cream.
Right. Also, I suggest the Vibram 5-finger shoes. Those are some of my favorites.
Actually, we could put affiliate link to the shoes, and I have the carousel link somewhere. If you guys would be so kind and purchase through our links. And I mean, we've been wearing the shoes before we even thought about having the links. That sounds like a lot, yes. Now, most clients come every 6 to 8 weeks if they're regulars. For what, pedicures? Oh, is visiting a nail salon twice a month to do a pedicure enough? Yeah, clients usually, I would say once a month is recommended. In between, you can maybe shorten your toenails if you know how to do it. I would not be cutting them. I would just filing them with a file a little bit to shorten them, and just doing a little a scrub to exfoliate the bottoms of the feet once a week. This has to be done on a regular basis. When it's done on a regular basis, you end up not having really a lot of hard skin whatsoever and using cream. And this is what I do, and I don't actually wait till I do my pedicure with my heels and with the bottoms of my feet. I do it once a week on a Sunday. Usually it's easier for me to remember that. On a Sunday I do hair treatment in my hair, and then I do the scrub, but the scrub takes me like not even a minute. Like literally I just run the foot file on the bottom of my foot very quickly, and then the other foot, and then it takes not even a minute. And I do it in the shower. Yes, so just the like a regular foot file, nothing that's too harsh. Like you want to exfoliate, not scratch the heck out of your heels. So when you do it on a regular basis, there's not a lot to do, and then just every time after you take a shower, you just put carousel on. And I do a lot of walking, and my feet are perfect. They've never been better. So it makes a big difference just being regular.
Probably about 6 kilometers a day on the average.
Yeah.
So it's walked, yeah.
Oh,
hello from Hamburg. Please give Anna some more thumbs.
Oh,
thank you so much for that. It's coming from Pippi HH.
What do you exfoliate feet with between professional pedicure, manicure? Yeah, like a foot file. The glass ones are very good. I have at home still the old Biosana. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Gable used to sell those files. They're just like a paper foot file, but they last very long. The paper doesn't come off. I have another one that it's perfect, but the paper comes off. I can't find a very good quality one. If you are comfortable using the glass files, if you have somewhere to put it, like if you're in your bathtub and you just want to scrub your feet, then the one from, what was it? The one that I use? Is it from? Actually, it was from. I got from 2 companies. One was the Mont Bleu. That one is good. And the other one is from Gladsea. The one from Gladsea I also use. The ones that are longer are usually, for me, they're a little bit better because you get like a better swing. Carousel is available in the UK from iHerb, and I have a link as well. Let me just put it in here. So if you'll get it onto iHerb, then you can change the country, and then you can find it. Carousel here, Amazon and iHerb. It's worth every penny. Like you use such small amounts. Okay, here. Okay, let me do it again because it's messed up the links. Oh my God, okay. Never mind.
So I do my own nails and I use fiber gel to adhere, full cover gel tips, and my nails are actually stronger when I soak them off, but are super dry after I soak them off. Any suggestions on how to rehydrate?
Okay, so I'll be honest with you. No gel on the market can make your nails stronger because there's nothing in it. The gel will weaken the nail. That's all it can do. And to a degree, it's an acceptable damage. It's just like, for example, coloring your hair is going to cause a lot of damage. Like you're not going to be able to have like virgin hair after you've colored it. So it's the same thing. Like obviously your hair should not be fried, but you have to really take care of your hair because it's going to be, you know, not as good as your normal hair. So same thing with the gels. Gels cannot make the nails stronger because there's nothing in them that actually, you're putting something on a dead surface. It can't do anything to the actual nail. It's absolutely not protecting the nails. I'm not buying that because it's like, okay, it's protecting, but not really. Like it's a play on words because it's protecting the nails, protecting as long as it's on the nails. But when you take it off, it's damaged your nails in the meantime. So your nail actually is going to be, more damaged. Again, some of it, very often when it's done properly, it can be very manageable. It doesn't have to be really, really bad. But saying that it really protects the nails is just not very honest, in my opinion. So it could have been that your nails maybe were damaged and then you did something, you know, you put something on your nails and then somehow, you know, it's the majority of the damage grew out, but it's not going to really help your nails. So fiber gel, okay, so it's not a hard gel, it's a soak-off gel. So yes, when you soak it off, you can use the warm oil soak it's not to rehydrate the nails, because the nails believe it or not, the acetone breaks down the product and dries out the top surface of the nails, which is very, very temporary. The enhancements actually raise moisture level on the nails. So technically, you could call them that they're moisturizing, but that's okay, whatever. So if you put a foil on your skin, yeah, the foil is going to be, or like a plastic bag on your head, it's moisturizing too, because you know it's going to build up the moisture under the bag. But it's not very helpful. Like additional moisture is not actually good for the nail, and this is why very often there are issues, because and the enhancements are popping off or whatever because there's just actually buildup of too much moisture underneath. So the ideal is a perfect balance of moisture in the nail in order for it to be flexible and not too brittle. But what you really need is oils, and the oils are normally absorbed into the top layers of the nail from hair and skin. But when there's a product on the nails, you're not receiving any oils. That could be the problem. So what you can do is do the warm oil soak, which is going to replace the lipids, the oils in your nails that are needed for flexibility, not really the hydration. Because the hydration, once you put the product back on the nail, the moisture is going to build up because the product is to a degree going to seal the nail, and the moisture from the nail, the finger, really, the nail bed is going to rise up and is going to build up. Like I said, any nail enhancements actually raise the moisture level in the nail. Even nail polish, nitrocellulose is actually semi-occlusive, so the moisture builds up. But that's actually not a good thing, because when you have too much moisture, then you have more risks of any bacterial and fungal infections. So, you know, there's pros and cons. Like anything else, you need a balance. You need some moisture, but not too much moisture.
Mm-hmm. We had a question here from George Reynolds. Actually, name is Catherine. Bless you both. DD mini bottles not labeled. Is this normal? Full-sized have labels. I think that's actually normal.
What's that? Sorry, I missed it.
That the mini flights or like the minis of Dazzle Dry are not labeled, like the actual bottles, comparative to the full size, which do have labels.
Oh, really? We have the small ones. Maybe.
Correct, and I'm quite certain that they are not properly labeled, like
Maybe.
the colors. Let me go find out.
Okay, so someone is asking, what can they use for warm oil soak? Okay, so out of these oils, avocado, coconut, sunflower, also maybe castor. No, castor oil has you want oil that's very, it absorbs very well into your skin. So just put drops in some areas of your skin of each oil and see which one absorbs quicker. So the quickest probably is going to be Sunflower is a very good oil for nails for sure. Grapeseed oil probably is going to be. Avocado is not, it's a more greasy oil, but it's actually very, very good for the nails as well.
Yeah, so they're not properly labeled. Like they don't have the names on the labels.
On the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how our bottles look. Yeah, because they're probably too small for like have another labels. Anyway, so I would probably mix sunflower and avocado. Mostly sunflower. I would just add a little bit of avocado. Coconut is very good, like I said, for the hair. That's what I've heard. So, for example, before you wash your hair, you can do like a warm oil treatment, kind of just rub in some coconut oil into the hair. And as you're taking a shower, for example, the heat from the shower is going to help the oil absorb. And then when you're washing it off, I guess it's still going to clean your hair, but it's going to protect the hair a little bit from the detergents as well. I've heard that from Lab Muffin. She's a very good scientist, cosmetic scientist, and I love, love, love her content. Lab Muffin. Michelle from Lab Muffin. Have you ever tried one of those laser cut metallic nail files? It seems to be something different than the sapphire nail files. No, I haven't tried them. Is the quality of the file better? Is that what they mean? Like, is it lasting longer, or do they say that it's better for the nails? Because that's just simply not true. Files, file nails, period. It doesn't really matter. I mean, there are differences in the quality of the files. Some of them last longer. Some of them are better to be used by, let's say, professionals, and some of them are better used. They're better suited for like people that have maybe more sensitive skin. So I would say probably using like a glass file, because they're rounder, the edges are rounder, they're softer. So if someone is using it on an older person who has a very fragile skin, that would be better than using very sharp paper file that can cut the skin. So I mean, there's pros and cons to every files, but their function is to file the nail. None of them are better for the nails. None of them seal the nail. Some of them, of course, when they're finer, they're going to create finer, smoother surface, but you can use any files and file the nails, and then just smooth the ends with the buffer, and you're going to be good. How often do you recommend for oil soaks? I would say between once every 2 weeks. So if your nails are normal and they're not really bad, and you just want to do something good for your nails, probably once every 2 weeks would be good. If your nails, if you're washing your hands excessively, if your nails are very brittle, so they need flexibility, then maybe once a week would be a good idea. Is acrylic better for the nails? In which way? You know, none of it is good for the nails. Things are only as good as the nail technician, because you can have the best product in the world, and you have someone who is not trained with it and not very experienced and not very caring, and you're going to end up with a big problem. And then you have, you know, an average product in the hands of a very experienced and very caring nail technician, and you're going to have better results with that product, right? So it just really depends on how, and people have their preferences. So for example, some people can do wonderful work with acrylic, and they do beautiful, beautiful nails. They can apply the product very, very precisely, shape it beautifully, mix the ratio properly, so you're you're lessening the risk of allergic reactions. Any product can be good in trained hands. And then you can have, you know, people that are very careless. They use the brush that's soaked with monomer, they wipe it all over your skin, and even having the best brand in the world is not going to, you know, make this service a good service. So acrylic actually is, so liquid and powder system it's a very good system. when it's used correctly, for the correct reasons, and if the client takes care of it. So there's three things when it comes to any enhancements. One is the proper prep, so people that know how to manicure the nails properly. Then it's how the client, well, then it's the application normally, but then when it comes to the damage, okay, when it comes to the damage is the prep. You can damage the nails when you're prepping the nails for the application. You can be very heavy-handed and file the nail too much. You have to remove the shine, but you shouldn't be like filing the nails like crazy. The second, the damage can happen when the client is wearing the nails. So if the nails are if they're using their nails, their hands excessively, so people that are hard on their nails usually are not the best candidates for any enhancements, because the enhancements are going to be bonded to their natural nails. If their natural nails are already weakened for some reason, and now you have like a whole bunch of acrylic pulling on that nail, well, what's going to happen? Something is going to give. So either the acrylic is going to come off your nail, but if the acrylic is really tightly bonded to your natural nail, you're going to lose a nail if you hit something really hard, or the surface is going to suffer and the nail is going to be damaged, right? So this is how the nail can be damaged as well, by the client not, having respect for the product. And then when you are removing it or when you are maintaining it, it is difficult to do the either the soak-off method or to fill the product without hitting the natural nail. So this is where you can have, again, damage from the either removal or from the maintenance manicures. But that goes for any system. So that goes for gel, that goes for acrylic, and people just usually choose one system and they become very, very good at it. And then remember that not each system is good for everyone. So just because, for example, I choose to work with C&D shellac, that doesn't mean that C&D shellac is going to be an ideal service for anybody out there. I can't make everybody happy, and usually I like to specialize. So there are some people, for example, that specialize in liquid and powder systems, or with extensions or with art or whatever. So if you are ideal client for the art or for whatever the liquid and powder system, then you probably will be better with that person who's doing it very, very well, because they know what they're doing. If you are interested in very natural nails, if your nails are normal, nice and healthy, if you're not hard on your nails and you think that C&D shellac is going to be a very good choice for you, then yeah, it can be a very good choice, and then I can help you. But that doesn't mean that anybody can just come in here and I can make them happy. It's impossible to find one product that works absolutely for everybody. Okay. Oh, Grace, what a treat to open YouTube to your content. Thank you for all the knowledge you share. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you to say that. Thank you. For DD Mini, I've used the Olive and June, the puppy that fits over the top of the cap, makes it for way more control with the little caps and short brushes. It costs a lot for 16. Yeah, I mean, again, it's practice. I don't have any issues with using those small bottles.
Well, the Olive and June, the poppy, this little attachment, I'm actually looking at it right now. Yeah, I guess it's like a universal.
I think it would be
bottle
uncomfortable
handle?
for me. So it's whatever you use to. Nothing wrong with the product. It's just I think that it's that's not something that I would like using. But by the way, guys, when are we we're gonna get the plaque for 100,000. It's coming. FedEx.
We should have it by
you know what
Friday.
happens to us here in Spain, in this wonderful country? What happens, changing topics, anytime we get anything for free, so like when we got the e-files from Melody Susie, like PR, if it comes through FedEx,
they report it to the government.
They report it to the government, and then the government sends us a notice that we do not understand because it's in Spanish. It's in a language that, I don't understand. So then we have to talk to our accountants, and the accountant charges like, I mean, they have to make a living too, but they charge us like 50 euros to
so like say $75 Canadian.
$75 for them to reply with the whole story why this product is free, because the government requires a receipt and the bank statement, how the product was paid for, blah, blah, blah. So even if it's free, we still have to submit a proof that it was free. So then we have to email Melody Susie and ask them to send us like this invoice stating that it's zero, or some kind of email saying that this product was, a PR or something. And then we send that to our lawyers, our accountants, whatever their lawyers.
And our accountants can't
And
even
they
explain to us what they've done to have it accepted other than...
And they've done it already twice, and they still don't know if that's what the government actually wants, because they haven't talked to them again.
Yeah, they just send them random stuff,
So
and
for
it
all we
seems
know,
to
like we can probably
suffice.
by now have like 4 different shipments that went through, and they're like, no, we don't like this papers. We want some other paperwork. So
Kinda
it's a
crazy.
free product that's not really. So I have a feeling that we're gonna have to pay for this award as well, because it's free award. But then once it comes to the country,
The government gets their hands in there and they're like, hey, where's our money? It's like,
Yeah.
it's free, but we
No.
want our money regardless if it's free. You know.
So if it's free, well, no, but then we're not paying the government. We're paying the accountants to figure it.
Someone's
what?
getting
I-
paid and
Someone is
we're
getting
losing
paid.
money for something that's free. Let's just put it that way.
I mean,
Someone's
I'm
got to
not
get paid all the time.
complaining. I love living here, but this is the price that you pay.
Send
living
an
here.
empty envelope. Oh,
No,
crikey.
like we have to pay the money to our accountants. They're good people, but
Oh, yeah.
they're friends of a friend. So we can't mess with them. You know what I mean? But man, it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 50 euros plus 21% tax. Let's not forget that.
EU laws suck like that. They want administration costs for all packages, even free ones, if it doesn't come from the EU.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I am nail care DIY. Nail techs can be hit or miss, usually miss, right? I had one put a small fin on OPI polish resulting in bubbles, yes. Tech was in a hurry. DIY is best for me, Catherine. You know what? I don't blame you. This is how I actually started in this business. And you know what? The one thing that I have to say to nail technicians, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but like we have to, as an industry, improve, okay? Because if I don't know, unfortunately, many good salons if I can't trust in the industry, then that's not a good sign, right? Because a lot of times people ask me, oh, do you know any nail technicians in New York City? Do you know any good nail techs, blah, blah. And I usually don't know. I don't know. And it's really, really sad. It's really, really sad. Jennifer, thank you. I'm sorry I asked a lot of questions. Thank you for the questions. We're here for the questions. It would be very sad if I just sat here and nobody was asking any questions, right? That would make me very sad. So I'm very happy that you're asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have been doing acrylic for years, but still not comfortable as I'd like to be. Jennifer, okay. And was there another part of the question that I missed? Thank you. Oh, acrylic. Okay, it's acrylic best for your nails, I think. No? Was that the question? Oh, okay, yes. Okay, so if you're doing your own nails with acrylic, with liquid and powder system, the most important thing is proper ratio. And what I'm seeing out there right now is a lot of very, very runny techniques. So basically people working with these huge, huge brushes, and they are, they pick up very, very wet bead of product, and then they like drip it all over the nail. It looks really cool, right? Like it makes for a very good video, but the ratio of the liquid to powder should be, I believe, like 1.5 of liquid to 1 of powder. It's hard to really figure out what it is. So some companies will tell you that theirs is 2 to 1 or 1.5 to 1. So I would go with a professional brand and make sure you do not touch the skin with your monomer loaded brush, because acrylic is all of these products are it's highly allergenic, especially well, the only thing that is allergenic in acrylic is the liquid, not the powder. The powder is a polymer and it's not, you can like eat it pretty much and you'll be fine. Liquid on the other hand, no. So the product becomes, when the product becomes solid, so when all the molecules have joined in long chains, then there is no reactive ingredients in it anymore, and then it's safe to, you know, file it or whatever. The problem is with acrylic that it takes days for that to happen, so be very careful when you're filing to wash your hands very well after that. But make sure that you are not, because I see that all the time, people placing, like I said, very wet bead that they cannot control, and then they are wiping, so the bead is running all over the place. Then they're wiping the running acrylic, trying to chase it with the monomer soaked brush, and then they wipe it, then they dip and they wipe, and it's like, oh my God, you can just see the allergic monomer seeping into the skin. So that's not cool. Like, this is what causes allergic reactions, is the monomer. So be very, very careful how you control the bead, and that you don't pick up too much liquid in your brush. So the bead should be medium to actually like a medium consistency, almost to a dry. So you want to make sure that the bead is a little bit frosty, that it doesn't like, so the perfect consistency is when you put the bead on the nail, that it maintains the shape, so it doesn't fall off the nail, because then it's too dry, but also it doesn't flatten out, because if it flattens out, it's too wet. And the reason why people like working with wet product, because working with wet product is easier. You have more time to do something with it. But working with proper ratio is really, really important. So be very careful on how you are working, that you're not overlapping the brush. I see a lot of really sloppy work that is not very safe, and people wiping the nails with their own nails. It's like, oh my God, it's very, I don't know, it's very dangerous to do that. And once people develop those techniques, it's very difficult to unlearn it. And very often too, people watch videos and the videos are sped up. So this is actually one of the reasons why my Watch Me Work videos are so long. Again, people can actually skip through parts that don't interest them, but it's important to show people what is the speed of the product or of my work. So when you see me apply gel polish, it's actually very, very slow. And that's how it has to be done. You can't be patting the nail. So when you're watching a video that's sped up, in your head you are starting to remember certain movements, and then when you go to work with these products, you actually are working too fast. Okay.
We're sitting at about 10 after 8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How do I improve flat nail beds? Well, nail plates, really, I guess, right? There is no way of improving them, really. Sometimes when you are wearing polish on a regular basis, the curve of the natural nail changes a little bit. But I find that the shape of the natural nail is just genetic. You can, when you are using enhancements, and this is what enhancements are for, okay? So this is a perfect example for, let's say, if you just for some reason don't like your flat nails, you can add a little bit of a curve with enhancement. You can do that with acrylic, you can do that with gel, you can sculpt with it a little bit, you can add some product, and this is done for cosmetic reasons. Again, these products should not be used because you are hard on your nails and because your nails are complete disaster and they're damaged. I don't think it can be done. You know, if I have a client who something happened, obviously let's say if the nail is like bleeding or something, then I can't work on that nail. But if the nail is damaged and she really hit hard the nail, then yes, you can extend the nail a little bit with the product and like keep your fingers crossed and nothing happens. But this should not be something that is done every single time. In fact, this is actually one of the reasons why I quit doing hard gels, because people would just, I don't know, they would chew off their nails, or they would like pick them off.
Go gardening.
They would,
Go gardening and use their fingers as shovels and destroy their
I just
feet.
destroyed my nails.
And they think it's funny.
And they think it's funny because I can fix it. I'm like, okay, I can fix it once or twice, but this is not replacement for your nails. Like, if you keep doing that, you're gonna end up with bigger issues, and I don't want to be the cause that caused those issues. So, yeah, I just got sick of seeing really, really, really damaged nails. So,
It's like a visual sleeping aid.
What is in a manicure? I have no idea. Usually, actually, manicure, that actually meant, I think I know what it means. The American, like a French American look, right? French American look. So it usually is like a soft white and like a pink over it, if that's what you mean. An American, yeah, manicure, usually. Oh, Lucy, I was lost. My addiction had reached its peak. Yeah, yesterday was, yeah, what can I say? We had to change the appointment and then it was for nothing, but anyway. Okay. You know, guys, I can actually watch my own videos doing nails, and these are relaxing. What is rubber-based gel? You know what? I actually posted an article and I made it public. So I'm going to show you. 1 second. I explained everything, and this is a very good. Oh my! We have to do the draw.
That's correct.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna give you a very good link as explaining the differences between shellac and acrylics, because that was the question that one of our viewers asked. So I actually wrote an article about the differences between all these products, right? So hold on a second. Let me just give you the link. Okay. Okay, so let's do it. So that explains what is the rubber-based gel in that link. So are we gonna do the draw? My goodness, because everybody's probably waiting, and we're lame.
I believe we should be doing the draw and then wrap things up.
Yes. Okay. So, unfortunately, guys, I mean, we're gonna do the draw, and the person is going to, you know, obviously get the nail polish.
Okay.
But,
it's draw time.
okay, hold on.
Let's do this.
I found out. I went to the post office that it's impossible to ship the product with post office. And nobody else wants to ship polishes. And they can ship by ground, but it takes 3 weeks. So, my next question is, I would love to do, in case you're in my light.
Am I?
I would love to do, hold on a second. I would love to do these draws because Daily Close has some really great products and really cool polishes, really nice brushes, and they're not expensive. And I would love to buy a collection when it comes out for you guys and do a draw on a regular basis. If something comes out, I'll buy it, we do a video, and then I give it away. But we have to ship it then ground because the planes are not going to take this product, and the ground takes 3 weeks. Please let me know. Are you guys interested in the 3-week wait time or not?
We also have to start doing something for our Patreon subscribers. And if you guys are curious, we do have a Patreon channel. There are links for it in the doobly-doo.
For people that support us financially.
Yep.
So actually, for what I was thinking about the Patreon, if you guys, because I had a lot of people asking about makeup and stuff, so okay, so we say, yeah, that's fine. Okay, good, 3 weeks. So I was thinking about doing makeup giveaway and show you how, that's on Patreon. So also I was planning on doing videos about just very simple, like skincare, makeup, whatever. So that, I need a better camera, so we're saving probably for that. Because I tried to do this with this camera and stuff. So
and we are looking at creating a separate channel for the skincare, just so that there's no conflictions between the nail care and the skincare.
Yes, we do have patience. 3 weeks, fine. Okay, well, that's great. We can do that.
Okay, I believe it's draw time because there are people who've come here for the draw and... Shake, shake, shake. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
All right, give me 1 second here. Wait. They have to see. You ready?
Okay, so we can do... Jesus. Did you guys see this abuse? Oh my God. Hopefully you read it. Oh my God. Okay, how come there's just so few little things?
So few?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be you're not supposed to be looking in there. Now I have to
looking.
reshake it.
I didn't see the names or anything.
But they don't know that.
Oh my God, he made like the smallest. What the heck is this? Okay.
Hold on, let me see.
Cecha.
Correct. That's their handle.
Okay. Is there anyone here by that name?
CE space HA. Are you here?
Are you here?
Are you here?
Okay, we're gonna, yeah. So if clicked. Okay, so we're gonna, I mean, if you are watching it later, because we messed up with, not me, we're gonna be doing them on a regular basis because this is so much fun. So if this CH or CH or THA,
Depending on how you pronounce it.
depending on which language this is, or it could be another language, I don't know.
Correct.
And you're watching this later because I messed up the timing of this video, then please email us and yeah, thissalonlife@gmail.com, right?
That is correct.
Yes.
And please provide proof of your handle and
proof of your
information.
handle somehow.
Correct.
Yes. Okay, so not me, is the person here. We're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, here. We have people walking down the street and looking at what the heck am I doing talking to the computer. How do we enter next draw? What we do is we buy the polishes and then we swatch them and we make a video. And under that video, you just comment if you are in the EU, unfortunately, because, well, no, because if we ship by surface to the US and Canada, that takes like 3 months. So that's not possible. But, yeah, I don't know what to say. We might be able to do something else, like some kind of a cosmetic or cream or something. Right? Yeah, unfortunately, like the polishes are so good and I love to test them out and share that with you guys, but unfortunately, you know, oh yeah, that's true. After the pandemic shutdowns, talking to a laptop should be a very normal sight. Yeah, but you know, we're in a very like a very local area that's not, I don't know. Some people just maybe don't expect, I don't know, see, because I have a phone and computer and stuff. Okay, so electronic gift card would work. Yeah, but the whole fun is basically, in my opinion, is to share something that's not available in the wherever you live, and this is way of for me to be able to buy those polishes because I'm very curious and I want to swatch them and I know I'm not going to use them, so then at least they don't go to waste and then I ship them to you guys. And it's not like, you know, giving money away because yeah, and it's nice for me to be able to make the content as well if people are interested in the polishes as well. So it's kind of a win-win situation. So I still buy them, I have a chance of using them, other people have a chance of watching the video with me swatching the colors, and then the person who wins the polishes has the benefit of being able to use them. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about these giveaways maybe in the future, and if you guys have any good ideas, please share them with us, and I would love to, you know, hear ideas because, you know, sometimes people have good ideas. It's 22 after 8 and it's still a little bright outside, which is great. Mm-hmm. The summer is coming. I'm very happy about that, but I guess this is it for today's video.
Thank you to everyone who has come to hang out with us today. We really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna be back next Monday at 7 p.m. And we're gonna keep doing the lives for 7 p.m. on Monday as usual. This once in a blue moon, sometimes we have to mix, you know, change the dates and stuff. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much again for joining. Thank you so much for all your likes and for your time. And
Thank you very much.
Check out the other videos if you're interested. Yeah, we're in Barcelona. Yeah, near Barcelona. No, we're like in Urea, which is like an hour away from Barcelona, but close to Barcelona. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week. And have a good night. Bye.